Expectations for the final season of Game of Thrones were higher than the Red Keep's tallest spire. But did it live up to those expectations? Unlike the previous 7 seasons, all of which are certified fresh with tomato meter scores well into the 90s, Season 8 is not only the lowest scoring season on the tomato meter, but it's also the first ever rotten season of HBO's fantasy series. And I'm sure some of you are asking, well, how exactly does that work? Let's do a bit of math. While the average score of each of Season 8's episodes is a fresh 68%, a number of season-level reviews published after the finale have brought the overall season score down into the rotten range.
Everyone hear my words. Bobby Flay is now my sworn enemy, which means he is yours. Now, if anyone eats or even recommends any one of that Boy Meets Grill establishments, it'll be Agent Meets Fist.
But Game of Thrones isn't the only beloved series that critics felt whiffed its final at-bat. No matter what show it is, fans going into any final season are hoping for the best. And let's face it, no one will ever be completely satisfied. So we here at Rotten Tomatoes have gathered a list of beloved series whose early seasons were high-scoring and usually certified fresh, but they all have a rotten final season, meaning that they all received a large number of reviews, with many from top critics, and a score of more than 75% on the tomato meter, and whose last season or two descended into rotten territory.
I destroy everyone I love. And I can't let that happen to Hannah, to Harrison. I have to protect them from me.
We'd also like to note we've only included series with robust scores, and we also would like to reiterate that this is not an indictment of the included series, but rather a numbers-focused presentation of score drops. So, which television series' final season has the lowest rated score? Find out right now as we count down 10 great TV shows with a rotten final season. Starting with number 10, you guessed it, Game of Thrones. While showrunners Benioff and Weiss were never going to please everyone, critics pointed to the series' penultimate episode, The Bells, as a prime example of how a transportive, well-acted, smartly written drama even non-genre fans can appreciate could devolve into such a divisive experience for fans. The critics' consensus for The Bells in particular echoes a common complaint from the show's closing moments. Too much plot and too little time muddles the story, and may leave some viewers feeling its conclusions are unearned. Starring Emilia Clarke, Kit Harington, Lena Headey, and Peter Dinklage. Critics say Game of Thrones' final season shortchanges the women of Westeros, sacrificing satisfying character arcs for spectacular set pieces in its mad dash to the finish line. Number 9, Arrested Development. The first season of the formerly short-lived Fox gem is among the rare seasons certified fresh at 100%. And the subsequent 2 seasons that aired on the broadcast network are also strong with 94% and 100% tomato meter scores, respectively. The Netflix revival show, on the other hand, wasn't exactly what people were expecting. At least the series' 5th season was a bit of a second chance for the cast and creators, as season 4's critics' consensus put it simply, they've made a huge mistake. And though the series hasn't officially been canceled, there's no word on whether Netflix plans to make another season. Starring Jason Bateman, Portia de Rossi, Will Arnett, and Michael Cera. Critics say Arrested Development finds itself back in familiar form, recapturing much of the cast's chemistry and comedic brilliance, though it still doesn't quite live up to its own past.
So you are stating, as a fact, that Buster pushed your mother down the stairs.
Buster says Buster pushed my mother.
And I think you pushed your mother. I think that Mimi might not have been the only person that took a fall that night. I think you let Buster take a fall for you.
Oh, I see. So if I pushed my mother down the stairs, maybe I did this too?
Maybe you did.
I thought this was about my mother.
It's about family, all of it.
Stay on topic, Michael.
Okay, fine, let's do that. Where were you the night that Lucille Ostero disappeared?
I don't know where I was. I don't know who was where. Where were you?
So it seems that I came home from somewhere. The point is that we're talking about you, not me.
Well, maybe we should talk about you. You were there. You owed her money.
I really need money. I'm sure.
You borrowed it, didn't you, Michael?
Yes, I did borrow money because I care about the family, which I
Oh,
thought...
stay on topic. You bounce like a beach ball.
I'm answering the question. I'm saying sometimes when you care about a family or even a business, you do some
Michael,
things that other people might not
Michael?
understand.
And what I might do.
Are you threatening?
And sometimes you do bad things that you don't remember. Or I don't want to remember.
Michael's out of control. You're out of control.
So maybe I was out of control that night, but at least I can admit it.
Admit what? You're talking like you killed Lucille Ostero.
You're god right, I did.
And that's how Michael, a few good men himself.
I think.
Number 8, Sherlock. The first 3 full seasons of Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat's modern Sherlock Holmes adaptations were all certified fresh with scores in the 90s. But the 2015 Christmas special wasn't quite as well received, and the 4th season, which came 4 years after season 3, didn't make things much better for the show. Starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Martin Freeman, Una Stubbs, and Rupert Graves. Critics say Sherlock makes a welcome and shocking return, and Cumberbatch and Freeman are game, but it may prove difficult to live up to the lofty expectations created by the series' lengthy hiatus.
Something's coming. Maybe it's Moriarty. Maybe it's not. Something's coming.
We brought you back to deal with this. What are you going to do?
Whatever's coming, whatever he's lined up, I'll know when it begins. Enlighten me.
We're going to have endless fun, Mr. Holmes, aren't we?
Oh, no. No, not endless.
For Christ's sake, Sherlock, it's not a game! Oh, no!
You say you know what he's going to do next. Get out of my house, you reptile.
The roads we walk have demons beneath. And yours have been waiting for a very long time.
Number 7, Prison Break. The Fox drama's self-explanatory title meant that the series was always going to have to fight against its own premise. I mean, there are only so many prisons to break out of. But after a certified fresh debut season and a second installment that maintained the series' propulsive momentum, per season 2's critics' consensus, things went downhill. The 3rd and 4th season are both rotten at 50%. And while the original series finale delivered closure for fans, the season's ludicrous, plot-breaking twists betray the feeling that this saga should have ended a jailbreak or 2 before. Fox's 2017 revival, nearly a decade after the series' original end, didn't fare much better. Starring Wentworth Miller, Dominic Purcell, Sarah Wayne Callies, and Amari Nolasco. Critics say Prison Break recaptures some of its old urgency in its return, but familiar faces and frenetic action aren't enough to make up for a plot that manages to bore while beguiling belief.
There you are, my man. Seize these dogs and we can put them down.
Ramal? Ramal, what are you doing?
You thought you tricked me? Take the long way around. While your friend gets here first to get weapons. You were going to screw me. That's the American slang, isn't it?
You were gonna screw me. So much for our word.
Lying to enemies. It's called takir. Take off the camera. I will show the world what happens when you screw Abu Ramal. On your knees!
It's not gonna happen.
Make them on their knees! Yalla!
Drop your weapons. Step away from my brother.
Number 6, Unreal. All 3 seasons of the dark bachelor skewering drama that aired on Lifetime were certified fresh and brought renewed respect to the female-focused network. The 4th season, however, fizzled out and went directly to Hulu, starring Shiri Appleby, Constance Zimmer, Craig Bierko, and Josh Kelly. Critics say Unreal's narrative fizzles out in its surprise final season, but the clever antics, confidence, and high energy remain intact.
When send in Roger so soon? That was an ambush.
What? No, Quinn had nothing to do with that.
What?
Come on.
Jay.
No one has had Maya's back all season, you hear me? So if you're really her friend, you need to get her out of here right now.
What?
Jay, what are you doing? Where's Maya? Is she ready to confront
You know what?
Roger?
I think I'm gonna take her out of here. This place isn't healthy for her.
No, you're not taking her anywhere. The only reason I brought her back here is for this, and the only reason I brought you back is to make sure she delivers. So why don't you go back in there and do your job, okay?
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's you, not Quinn. You are my superhero, Rach. You know that? You protected me. You chose my happiness over ratings. But I can't hold you in my heart if you're gonna make your life's work destroying women on national television. What happened to you?
Number 5, The Killing. Per the first season's critics' consensus, the Seattle-set slow burn mystery pursued by homicide detectives Sarah Linden and Stephen Holder started off with, quote, thoughtful writing, believable characters, and realistic horror, even if its season finale was unsatisfying. By the 4th season, resurrected by Netflix following AMC's cancellation, it succumbed to silliness. Starring Mireille Enos, Joel Kinnaman, Greg Henry, and Tyler Ross. Critics say, while its characters still intrigue and its atmosphere remains absorbingly dark, The Killing succumbs to silliness in its 4th season, straying into distractingly overwrought territory.
Why are you here, Holder?
Ballistics came back on the Stansburys. Gonna let me in or what?
Not if you're smoking. My house reeks. I'm done this time for good.
Yeah, give you 10 minutes, tops. Might want to grab a shower before we hit the road. Look like a
Wait, so the gun that killed Dad, Mom, and the girls wasn't the same gun used on Kyle?
Same caliber weapon, with different striations on the bullet. It's 2 guns. We just found the one.
Kyle killed his family, got rid of the gun, then got another gun and shot himself. That doesn't make sense.
Unless someone stages a suicide.
Glock at the scene had Kyle's prints on the grip and partial palm print unidentified.
We never found the second weapon in the house.
They've got that beachfront. We should get divers out in the water.
Already done, Mamacita. Even minus my Joe with the kiss of hemp milk, I'm a 1-900 rock star.
You're in a good mood this morning.
That I am.
You want me to ask you why?
Sun's out. Got my smokes. A murder case worth working.
Number 4, Entourage. While the Hollywood antics of heartthrob Vinny Chase and his entourage were mostly well-received, most seasons of the HBO comedy are sitting comfortably in the 70s, the 7th season saw a turn as poorly received as Chase's fictional epic, Madeline. As the show approached its 8th and final season, the ending left many unsatisfied. Starring Adrian Grenier, Kevin Connolly, Kevin Dillon, and Jeremy Piven. Critics say the familiar faces are always a comfort, but with Entourage's best stories behind it, the series finale feels like a merciful end.
What's up, boys? What are you doing? You know, I just wanted to see you guys off, tell Vince good luck. I mean, how many times is a guy gonna get married? 4 times, 5 times tops?
A little help? I mean, I'm a millionaire now, you know.
I don't care if you're a billionaire, Turtle. You'll always be a valet to me.
What's up, E?
Oh, I guess someone told you I was moving to New York. Wasn't me.
Really gonna go?
A lot more to the story now.
Like what?
I'll tell you about it when I get back. Where's Vince?
On time and waiting. Anxious to get my future started.
Wow, so this really is happening, huh?
Well, I like the ring too much to not at least see how we are as traveling partners.
Vince, hold the plane.
Who's the broad?
It's his wife, you jerk off.
I can't believe you made it. Listen, I got a stowaway if that's all right. Haha, of course.
Hi, Vince.
Hi, this is Sophia.
Hello. Hello. Congratulations to both of you.
Nice to meet you. Congratulate you. Did well for yourself.
You too. So this is all okay?
It will be.
Amazing.
You're gonna have to find a new agent, though.
You're quitting, huh?
I did quit. Rumor has you did as well.
Yeah, well, I guess we both got to do what's right for the greater good.
Well, you're not really quitting, are you?
We'll talk about it when I get back.
Number 3, True Blood. HBO's vampire drama based on the Southern Gothic Sookie Stackhouse book series by best-selling author Charlaine Harris took a few seasons for critics to warm up to it. The show started barely fresh at 61% in season 1 and reached a series high of 95% in season 3. But the third season's graphic thrills, steamy romance, and biting satire for its fans made way for a rotten final 2 seasons, as the series ran out of steam and its 7th season felt all too familiar. Starring Anna Paquin, Stephen Moyer, Sam Trammell, and Ryan Quanten. Critics say, despite the promise of an appropriately shocking series finale, True Blood is mostly content to limp along on familiar plot points.
I've lived in Bonton my whole life. And I love this town. And I've known all of you my whole life. And even though most of you hate me, I love just about everybody here. And I know what most of you think of me, that some of you blame me for what's happened. And you're not wrong. I played a part, but we can't go back to the way things were, and I can't save those who have been lost. But some of our friends and loved ones are fighting for their lives right now, and for better or for worse, nobody in this town knows vampires better than me. I want to help. Please let me help.
Number 2, Weeds. The dark comedy followed suburban widow Nancy Botwin as she began to deal pot to make ends meet following the unexpected death of her husband and eventually transformed into an international drug kingpin. And while the first season was certified fresh and the subsequent ones were generally well-liked, the 8th and final season simply ran out of steam. Starring Mary Louise Parker, Kevin Nealon, Justin Kirk, and Alexander Gould. Critics say Mary Louise Parker remains a mesmerizing presence, but Weeds' final installment burns the series' remaining goodwill down to a sorry roach with perfunctory plotting and a sense that this story no longer resembles the one fans fell in love with.
How'd you find me?
Went to your old house. You were leaving. I followed. Shame. I was looking forward to one of your old barbecues, burnt meat and tecate.
I never burned my meat.
It's okay. It happens to every guy now and again.
You're under the impression you could just make a joke, smile, do a break dance, and somehow, everything becomes okay?
Worked for me so far.
Nah, we older. Death is closer.
We're gonna work together again.
You miscalculated, Blanca. You still think of us as the old Nancy and the old Guillermo. Those two poor are so innocent. They don't know that they got 10,000 miles of bad road ahead of them. We got no idea what's coming.
Man, put down the gun, Cocolo. No, you put down the gun. I will blow this motherfucker's head clear to Glendale.
Guillermo, I've seen the future. The future is in legalized pot. You think the Chinese, the Vietnamese gangs are tough? Corporations are the biggest thugs you've ever seen. I'm offering you an in. You let us grow here, I make you a shareholder. Ground floor. Forget Guillermo Garcia Gomez, criminal. Now it's Guillermo Garcia Gomez, board member.
Get a foothold in on the East Coast, and not what Trey says you get in right. Money so clean you could see through it.
And finally, number 1, Dexter. Seasons 1, 2, 4, 5, and 7 of Showtime's serial killer drama are all certified fresh, but seasons 6 and 8 plunged into rotten territory. The critics' consensus for season 6 counts heavy-handed symbolism, an unimpressive villain, and a redundant arc for America's favorite serial killer among the reasons for its low score, while the season 8 summary calls it a disappointing season. But perhaps the show's revival series, Dexter New Blood, will make up for its past rotten seasons. Starring Michael C. Hall, Jennifer Carpenter, C.S. Lee, and David Zayas. Critics say the darkly dreaming Dexter lays to rest once and for all in a bitterly disappointing final season that is so hesitant to punish its anti-hero for his misdeeds, it opts to punish its audience instead.
What the hell is Harrison doing with Hannah?
The deputy marshal pulled off the detail. It's not safe for Harrison to be at the apartment as long as Saxon's still out there.
Okay, then I'll watch him, but he shouldn't be with her. That's not fair to him.
Deb, I have to tell you something.
What?
Harrison and I are leaving soon.
What do you mean you're leaving? You're leaving where?
Leaving Miami. With Hannah.
What are you talking about?
We're moving to Argentina.
Are you kidding? Do you know how stupid that sounds?
Deb.
You're gonna take your son, move to another country with a wanted fugitive? You thought this through?
Deb, I have. We want to have a life together. I wish there was a different way, but there's not. We need to leave the country and start someplace new.
You act like this doesn't even affect me.
I know it does.
Well, then that's a really selfish decision on your part.
We'll still see each other. I'll come up here, and you can visit.
Okay, I'll look you up the next time I'm in Argentina.
Deb, I'm sorry. But this is hard for me, too.
Well, friends, that about does it for us. Be sure to stay tuned to the Rotten Tomatoes channel for more of the entertainment content you love. And until next time, I am your host, Naz Perez, and we'll see you back here for more top 10s on the Rotten Tomatoes Countdown.